Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Hi, Agnes.
Hello, other arm. Hi, hi, Anne.
It's so
How are
awesome
you?
to I'm very, very well, thank you. It's really awesome to have you here chatting about our mentorship program.
Yeah. I'm really pleased that we're doing that because I think it's a great way to interact with other people from our community. I love it. I love the idea.
So, if you guys are joining us, welcome. It's really great to have you. Let us know who you are, where you are in the world. If you're interested in the mentorship program, or if you are a mentor, let us know. If you've been a part of the program in the last year, let us know what your experience has been. Has it been valuable to you? How has it been valuable to you? And what have you learned and taken away from it? And if you're going to be joining us again in the coming year, let us know what you want to, what you want to achieve through that program. That's what we're here for. So, Agnes, will you introduce yourself and how you are involved in the mentorship program?
So I'm Agnes. I'm based in Scotland, in the middle of nowhere, um, and I am the way I would describe myself is a facilitator for the program. So I'm helping to match mentees and mentors. And pretty much I've kind of managed the program since the beginning. I don't know, managing is not the word that I really like, but it's pretty much what it is. And it's a program I'm passionate about because living in a remote area where I am, I've got barely any communication with other people. And I've always felt since I retrained myself. So I've got a PhD in marine geology and geophysics. And I retrained myself 7 years ago to move in to do physiotherapy. So I probably don't have the confidence that who's been training from the beginning, who've got a more normal curriculum. And I've always thought in my head, gosh, I'd love that I had someone to talk with, but I was not really confident to even reach to people. So the mentorship has always been something that I had in my back of my head that I would have loved to happen. And when Michelle contacted me about the program, it was just like that. Yes, of course. There was not even a question for me. I thought it was
Oh,
perfect idea.
that's
And I would
amazing.
like to actually thanks Online Paid Health to, I would say you're sponsoring it and you're really promoting it, and it's what you're doing is great. I don't think I would have dared doing it without you. So
Thank you, Agnes. But really, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do it without you. Megan, if you guys want to know how this all got started, I'd love to share that. But please introduce yourselves if you're joining us live, if you're watching, let us know who you are and if you have a need for mentorship, because the story that Agnes just told about her journey and her need for that, it's definitely not one that is hers alone. Even for those of us who, who qualify, like, this is my first career path, started my own business, I really felt alone often. And I know there are many in our profession who have left the profession just because they can't actually, there isn't that community and that support that they were able to lean back on when they didn't have answers to the tough questions, whether it's a specific client or a relationship, a professional relationship, or running your business. So introduce us, let us know what your story is, and or introduce yourself, let us know what your story is. We're here to chat with you as well as give you some information about the mentorship program and how you can get involved. But so Meg comes to us with this idea, and Megan's our ideas person at Online Pet Health. So she's the boss, but she's also the ideas lady. And sometimes she comes with the craziest things, which are fantastic, but just, there isn't capacity within the team to implement them. And the mentorship program was one of those. And just everything about it was important to us and is important to us as a company, as Online Pet Health, being able to support you guys, being able to support vet rehabbers, being able to uplift our community, being able to build our community, and being able to give you the guidance that you need on the fronts that you need it. It's not always about continuing education. It's not always about having that knowledge. often it's about having the confidence. Often it's
Yeah.
about having someone to brainstorm with. Often it's about having just someone to talk to. And those things are important to us as well. So when Meg came to us with the idea, we knew we needed someone that was going to be able to manage it. And Agnes, you've been fantastic in that role. So,
Thank you.
so thank you for doing that and for running with it and for just making it work, because it's not the easiest program to facilitate and to run. So
Yeah. I'll talk about the ups and downs, because it's been a huge learning curve as well to set it up.
yes, it has, right? We made quite a few changes in the beginning, some tweaks, figured out ways to make it, to make it work. Will you share some of that with us? What were some of the things that didn't work and needed changing, and some of the ups and downs as we've gone through this?
So when we started, within 3 months, I think, of the program, I had around just under 90 people registered to ask for mentors, so mentees, and I only had probably around 20 mentors. And it was a huge amount of information. I didn't even really use Google Forms before, so it was a huge amount of information to analyze, and trying to figure out how to use the spreadsheet. When you have a spreadsheet, it's so hard to feel the person and the personality and know who would fill up. So I didn't have enough mentors. There are probably people I've never been able to contact with the mentors, not because I didn't want to, but there wasn't enough people. There was the fact that I expected, when we started the program, that what people would really want are clinical mentors, probably because I come from a background where I've learned about business with what I did in the past, but what I'm not confident in was the clinical aspect. And most of us, we are all scientists, so what we were more confident is the clinical aspect. And of course, I think, I can't remember the percentage, but I had something like over 70% of the people were wanting business advice.
Wow.
So I probably have, I think, it was 70% wanted business plus clinical. But when I had a look at all the comments, it was all about business. And there was another 10% who just wanted business.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had a look at what the mentors wanted to do, they were all feeling confident as offering clinical mentorship. So the unbalance was huge. I was like, how am I going to do that? So we change as well a bit the way we're asking the questions now. When we make people filling the form, we don't ask, do you want clinical and business? They just have one option. So you're splitting a little bit. And I think the mentors, it's another thing which is interesting, because you have to realize all the mentors, they are all volunteers, and they're giving their time to give advice and work with the mentees. And most of them, I think a lot of them didn't realize how much they know business side. So I think with time now, more of them are willing to take some people who want help on the business side, although the confidence is really the clinical side. But so we are all progressing together, I think.
I love that. And I think you've raised a really important point that I would like to just highlight, and that's that everyone within the mentorship program is doing it on a volunteer basis. So Agnes is volunteering her time to run this and to do this for us. And all of our mentors are doing the same thing. So those that are involved in this program are doing it in their own time and in their capacity, because it's something that they're passionate about. And I love that we share that as a community, that we're all passionate about growing our community, growing our profession, and advancing it. So we just have a comment here from Michelle, and she says she's so grateful for your help, Agnes. So
Thank you, Michelle.
And she's added here, it is nice that they can change focus and mentors when they need. So I really like that. And can you expand on that a little bit? So if I've signed up for mentorship for a business problem, but I then find that I need a little bit more clinical support, can I change mentors? How does that work?
So I think let's start by the start maybe. So when you fill up your spreadsheet, I'm asking what you would like to, what you need mentorship for. What you have to realize from the mentorship, and it's through the question you're asking, Annie, that I want to make the distinction about mentorship and a one-off coaching. So the mentorship is really something where we expect people to engage and commit for medium time frame at least. So it's not, I have 2 questions, so I want a mentor. Most of those questions, if you have one-off question, you could potentially, you can ask it in our Facebook group, in the Online Pet Health Facebook group. Some people don't feel confident to do it. I don't. But there is always a possibility, if you have a questions and you're not confident to post it yourself, to maybe send the message to Michelle or Anne, and then they can post it in an anonymous in English, isn't it? Way on the Facebook page. But for the mentorship program, it's building a relationship with someone who's going to help you for more of a medium term. So if you just have 1 or 2 questions, I don't think the mentorship program is for you. If you feel that you need more regular help for a while, that's where the mentorship program is going to help. However, what we are doing is, after a few months maybe working with someone, you might thought, okay, actually I thought I wanted business help, but I'm okay with the business. So now I want to move in clinical. So you can either contact me direct. I think the best way could be to discuss it with your mentors and contact me directly. Possibly your mentors will say, okay, yeah, we can talk about that now, and you can keep with your mentors, or we can change mentor with someone which has more the same interest than you. It can involve, it's not because I'm trying to match you with one mentor that's for life. You can change, okay, based on what you need. And if there's changes of your circumstances, just contact us or refill the spreadsheet, explain in the comments, and then we can try to rematch you. So it's dynamic. We're trying to make it dynamic. What I feel is that most of the people, when they started working with a mentor, they managed to keep. And even people who wanted business questions, they've been helped by mentors who were adamant they wanted to do clinical before. So it's very dynamic.
Okay.
What I would say for anybody who wants to join the program, it's hard for me to assess someone from a spreadsheet, and it's hard for a mentor to assess someone from a spreadsheet. So there is a comments section, and please give us some information, because the more I know, the more I stand a chance to find you the right person.
So what happens if you don't find someone the right person? What happens if I'm matched with a mentor and I don't feel comfortable talking to them, or our skills, they don't have the skill set that I need help with? What happens in that case?
So I would say contact me. So I would say contact me, and I'll figure it. If you feel confident, some people feel confident to talk with their mentors, because sometimes it's just because the knowledge is, because I've made a bad match, and they might be confident to discuss it with their mentors. We are all human. And if you are not confident, if you want to talk with me, send me an email. So what's happened when you register for the mentorship, you're going to receive a generic email telling you that you've registered. After that, usually within 2 weeks, not at the moment, because we are restarting the registration process. I'm waiting to see how many people are registering. So you might have to wait a month before I contact you. I send a new email with my email address, which is oph@possibilities.co.uk, where I ask you, I've received your registration, but are you really committed to the program? And I send you the guideline, and I will only work with the people who answer to me. Okay. I can't remember what was the original questions, but for this, it's super important, because when we started the program, I think we had at least the main demotivator for the mentors, and realized the mentors are giving the time, was people not answering, not committing. So I wasn't sending this email, and we were matching people, because I expected if they registered, they were motivated, and those people would not answer ever. So the mentors are giving the time, but they are not all super confident that they know everything and they are really, really good and they want to help, but they are worried like I am worried. And it knocks as well their confidence, and it demotivates them and me not to have those answers. So if you register, make sure you're really committed, that you're willing to engage with your mentor, because it's a two-way relationship. It's not school, it's not university, it's a relationship that you are building. And that's the two main points: engage and commit. If you don't want to commit, and if you don't want to engage, and if it's just for one question, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really important.
Okay, thank you for highlighting that. I really appreciate that. And I think, so guys, if you are just joining us, welcome. We're chatting about how the mentorship program works and what you can expect from it and how you can be involved in it. So if you have any questions or comments about that, please post them in the comments. Engage with us, chat with us, let us know who you are, introduce yourselves. We really want to get to know you guys. So just welcome again. It is really important to realize that we are all people doing this. The mentors as well, they're volunteering their time. And Michelle has said here that it really helps both mentors and mentees grow in confidence. And that's really important. We call for mentors, we call you guys to help us, we call you to help our community. And if you take that leap of faith and you say yes, I want to help, yeah, it is a leap of faith the first time we do it. So just realize that as a mentee or mentor is also stepping outside of their comfort zone and doing something a little bit different for them, and that they also need to grow in confidence. So be sure that you're ready when you join the program. And if you do have a one-time question, so I just want to highlight that again, if you don't feel comfortable posting in the social media platforms, in the groups are closed communities. There are only professionals in them. So please know that you are speaking to your colleagues. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you don't feel like you want to, please don't. Send the question directly to me or to Shanae or to Michelle or to Megan via Facebook Messenger or email, and we will post that question for you into the group. And we'll make sure that we very, subtly tag you in the comments or something like that, or we'll send you the link to the post, something like that, so that you don't miss it. So don't feel afraid to not post a question. If you're not feeling confident, just send it to us directly and we'll do it for you and we'll help you in that way. So Agnes, how do they sign up to the mentorship program? Where are the links? How do they find them? And how do they join?
So I think Michelle just sent an email a week ago, which has the link for registering on the spreadsheet. The other way, sorry, if you go into the vet rehabbers Facebook page, so either the business one, the equine one, the small animal ones, or the hydro as well. If you go to the features section, there should be a post there. It's quite of an early one. I don't think it's in some of the pages, I think it's still pinned. In some, it might be slightly down. There is all the links for the mentorship program. You have two options. Be careful, because I know some people, I think, made the mistake in the past. You can register to be a mentee. There's one form to be a mentee, and there's one form to become a mentor. Okay? So make sure mentee, it means you need someone to support you. Mentors, you will support other. Saying that, you can be both a mentor and a mentee. And some of the mentors are as well mentees, okay? So you can as well feel both. And I think being a mentor, what I found is, on the discussion with some of them, it's that they find it really rewarding. They find it really rewarding when they have mentees who engage. And all the comments is about the rewarding, the questions that they have. It's motivational for them as well.
Yeah.
And it pushes some people we're saying that push them to think differently.
Yes. That's awesome.
So mentorship, I think being a mentor is as well really rewarding. And sometimes we don't dare doing it because we don't think we have the knowledge. but it might help you build your confidence as well.
Yeah.
So this, for me, this live is both for promoting the mentors and the mentees. And I forgot to say, I would like to say a huge thank you for all the mentors for the time and the efforts they are doing. Because to be really honest, without you, we wouldn't be able to have the program.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I can definitely second that. Thank you to all the mentors. You guys do such incredible work. We've had an interview with some of them. So I think there's a podcast called The Gems of Mentorship, where we discuss exactly that. Like, what do you get if you're a mentor? What does that mean to you? What do you take away from it? So if you guys want to listen to that, if you're toying with the idea of maybe being a mentor, maybe you can do that, then have a listen to that podcast and see what others have gotten out of doing that. And I think that, if you have a few years of experience, if you've made a few mistakes, if you like engaging with people, then try it. See if it works for you. You can only grow through it. We can all only grow through it. So if you feel like you have something to give, then join the mentors program as a mentor and help us and help your community in that way. We would really love that. And then I think the next thing I'd like to touch on is that if you've been in the mentorship program already, so if you're already a mentor or a mentee, we are doing an annual re-registration right now. So if you are already in the program and you want to continue in the program, you need to register again. And we do this annual registration to help us. So it's to help us keep the administration as clean and simple as possible. It's to make sure that we only have people in the program that are committed. And it's to make sure that you guys are matched as you should be matched. So if you want to continue with the mentorship program, now is the time to register again. If you want to join the mentorship program, you haven't been a part of it before, now is the time. Now is your opportunity to join. On that note, Agnes, if they don't join now, and if someone wanted to join in 3 months or 6 months, could they still do that, or is this a one-time opportunity?
No, that's fine. They can still join regularly, but it's kind of good to have this registration process first, as you were explaining, for the existing mentees, because some of them have dropped and we don't always know. And that's another thing. Please, if you don't have the time anymore, or if you've haven't had enough from the mentorship, could you let your mentor know and let me know as well? Because if you don't tell us, you are taking a space for someone who might be waiting. So for example, the first year, I think there was at least 30% of the people who were not responding. There was 80, nearly 90 mentees for something like 14 matters. Some people have not been matched and were waiting, whilst others were not answering to the matters. That's quite sad. So the fact that you re-registered, I know you have a mentor, but for me, then I can keep track of who's really active and the space that I have for other mentees to match. So please do it. And for the new mentees, if you do it now, for me, it's kind of easier because I've got a time where I can work on it generally, and then it will be more not as frequent, but you can join anytime. I mean, the only things that I would like to say about the mentorship program, if you register, we tried to only register people who are already qualified as vet rehaber. So it can be a hydro, it can be a massage therapist, a physiotherapist, but we tend to try to have this program to help professionals within the field. If you're still at university or if you're still doing the diploma, we expect that you have your organization taking care of you, so you have already people around. So please keep the space for the professional who really need it. I have in certain cases helped some of the students, but ideally what we're seeking is to help people who are already practicing or are just about to practice and need support.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you've mentioned that sometimes there's a bit of a waiting period, and it can take some time for someone to be matched with a mentor. What are the factors that kind of make that difficult to match someone, and what are you looking for? How can we make that easier for you? And also, what happens to that person while they are waiting to be matched to a mentor?
Okay, so that was one of the bad at the start, because at the start, I think we contacted the people saying we received your application, and then I was so overwhelmed with how many people that I had that really we were just contacting the people that I could match. I think nowadays I send this email to say, okay, are you committed? And I just take in account the people that are committed.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be waiting because you haven't found the emails. And there's quite a few people who have the emails going in their junk mail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will try as much as I can to send this email within 2 weeks of your registration. As I said, at the moment, I'm not doing it. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. So people who registered after Michelle emails, I haven't answered to them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I try to answer it within 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, if you haven't found the emails in your junk mailbox, in your main mailbox, check the junk mailbox. And if you don't have it, contact me. I'm only human. I make mistakes. So I'm more than happy if you want to contact me either by a Facebook Messenger, or no, I don't think we have the OPH my email address in the emails, but even Facebook Messengers is fine. If you have my email address, do it through the email. I do make mistakes. Mea culpa. So I tend to try to contact for the 2 weeks, and then I don't really recontact until I found a mentor. Okay. So if you are worried that I forgot you, email me.
Mm-hmm.
If in a month's time I haven't contacted you after you registered and you have my first email, just please contact me, because it's possible that it went through the loops. Usually, I think I'd say this last year, the people that really needed matching were matched probably within 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks, I think. Sometimes there's the delay between the time people answer to my email, but then I have to contact the mentors, and sometimes it doesn't work, so I have to contact another mentor. So I'd say a month is a large time. There are a few people, even so this year, I think I've got something like 60 people in 2021 who registered, and I've got around 20 active mentors. So again, there's a big disproportion. Some mentors have taken up to 5 mentees. It's not a small task. So I think there are a few people who I didn't manage to match this year because of the specificity of what they wanted, and I can't do better. We've tried then to build them into a working group. So in Australia, for example, Michael is leading a business group because I couldn't find business mentor. So what they've done instead is trying to, I think there are 3 or 4 of them working together to discuss about business issue once in a while. So that's what I try to do as well. If I can't match people individually, I'm going to try to work on more business, not business, but groups, working accountability group, we could tell them. And it's an interesting comment, because there's a few mentees who contacted me because I was asking about success story. And there's a few of them who come back saying, it's great to work with our mentors. And what we also actually ended up doing is Facebook accountability groups. So
Okay.
some of them have just totally independently have started, because they're connected through the mentors, built their own groups.
Okay.
And they said it's our small, secure community where we discuss our case and help each other.
Okay, that's really amazing. So the working groups are are like a backup plan if you can't match someone. But it's also, I mean, it's also a really great way for us to connect with our colleagues and to have a support group and accountability group. So I really love that. I love that they've just done that on their own. And it goes to show, you know, if this is what you need, if what you need is a group of people that are ready to support you and that you can give back to, then this is the program for you. Then you're in the right place. So welcome and join us and take advantage of this opportunity and give back to it as well. We are very reliant on you as our community to make this work, to run with it and to grow it. So just, yeah, that's fantastic. And I wanted to second, if you guys can't get hold of Agnes, if you know you haven't been placed and you're waiting and you don't know what's happening, you can always email us as well. So email info@online pet health, email Michelle directly, email any of our team. If you forget who Agnes is and you don't know how to contact her, just get hold of any of us and we will help you. We'll put you in touch with her or with help you on that process. So never feel like you don't have someone to reach out to. We are here as a team. So yes, that's really awesome.
The other things, there's a Facebook group for the Monty's part of the program. I think it is in Michelle. I think Michelle's email that she sent when you try to register. I think there's the link. If you go in this group, if you try to register to this group, request to join the group, you can even post there saying what's happening, where I'm up to. So actually, I like Facebook because you can't lose all the comments. My email box sometimes get like, oh my God, where am I up to now? When it's in the Facebook group, I manage better. I'm hoping maybe this year to do a bit more Zoom, face-to-face Zoom sessions with a Monty side. We started to do it with the mentors and it works quite well. We did it a few times with the Monties. So instead of matching through my spreadsheets, I had some Zoom sessions with each of the region. And actually, it worked quite well to match some of the people. We did it just right during the conversation. So, depending on how many people will be registering, it's a possibility that I might do as well again.
Okay, awesome. So we find what works and we do that and we do what we need to do, and that's how it goes. I really love it. Is there any other information that we have forgotten to share with everyone?
One of the things I'd like to say, and I think, and that's another thing to thanks Megan and you guys about, is to register to become either a Multi or a Mentor. You don't need to be a full paid membership from Online Pet Health. As long as you are part of the Facebook group, of the Rehab Facebook group, you are welcome to register. Obviously, if there is too many people, I will give preferences to the people who have full memberships. And one of the reasons is there's as well so much information in the library of Online Pet Help that even for the mentors, they can guide you saying, oh, maybe you should go to have a look at this webinars or this webinars. So it's a huge support as well. So I will try to, if there is too many people, I'll give preferences, obviously, to the people who are paid members, but it's open to everybody. And at the moment, until this year, I don't even know who was paid members or not. So that's why we say it's really on a voluntary side for everybody. The mentors, myself, and Online Pet Health as well. So I think
Thank
it's
you for
important.
mentioning that. I actually forgot about that part. It's an important one that we brought in, and it is like you said, the resources that we have, especially if you're saying that most mentees are coming for help on the business front. Our business basic library has years worth of lectures that have been presented by Megan, who's been mentoring people from the beginning of our journey on the business front specifically, and from other people like Francisco Maya, Nicole Kinnard has joined us recently. from Lisa Mason, from so many vet rehabbers who are doing incredible things in business. So they've put lectures together for us on that front, specifically to help you with your specific needs. So use that resource. And yes, it is there is going to be that preference if there's too many people, but we are going to find ways to support you. So whether it's in a working group or in a different way, if placement takes a little bit longer, we are here to support you as a part of this community, whether you're a paying member or not. And that's a really important thing for us as a company, for us as Online Pet Health. I say as a company, but we are 4 people. We are a team of people who are passionate about this profession, and that is our heart. That is what we do and why we're here. So understand that, know that, and know that you're welcome. No matter where you are financially, where you are as a professional, you are welcome in this community. If you're a vet rehabber, this is where you belong. So thank you, Agnes, for sharing that. Okay, guys, are there any questions from you? Is there anything that you need to know? I'm just going to tell you again, you can register for the program either as a mentee or a mentor or both. And you can do that in any of our Facebook groups, the Small Animal Vet Rehabbers, Equine Vet Rehabbers, Hydro Vet Rehabbers, Business Vet Rehabbers. There's either a pinned post at the top of the page, or it's in the featured section of the group. So you'll be able to find that and sign up. Please join us. If you feel like you have something to offer the community, sign up as a mentor. We always need more mentors. So yes, please do help us and join us on that front, and support our community, support our colleagues. Yeah. All right. So Eliana has just sent us some love, and I love that. Eliana, you're so free with your love, and we just take it all in. We love it. Thank you. Here we have a question. Do you need a big client base to become a mentee? I'm just starting out and just building my client base and would love help with how to grow.
So no, you don't need a big database of clients to start registering for the mentorship. As long as you are committed and you are ready to engage. Your engagement, there's a dynamic in there with the mentors. It's a two-way dynamic. So if you know that you want to engage and you've got questions and you want to work with a mentor to help you out, there's no reason, if you have just a small base of clients, not to be part of the program. It may be some of the mentors will be able to help you, give you advice of how to build, to help you build your database. So no, there's no size. And it's actually, I think the mentorship is really good for people who just start. Even if you've got just a few clients, you can discuss about your cases. You might want to discuss with your mentor about your cases, but you might want as well to discuss with your mentor about which part of the clinical aspect do I need to work whilst I'm building my database. And you might have questions. I know when I started, and even now, I'm probably better on soft tissue injuries than I am on neurology. So when I try to have a look at CPDs, I tend to look at CPDs on neurology to build my knowledge whilst I build up my client base. So no, I think the number of clients is not an issue. It's more your commitment and your engagement, which is important.
Yeah, Vanessa, and I want to add that, in the beginning, there are so many things that we do, I don't want to say wrong, but just inefficiently, right? Because we're held back by our own fears, our own worries, uncertainties. We don't know what will and what won't work. I think you're in the perfect place to join the mentorship program, because a mentor will be able to help you just streamline that beginning process so that you make less of it's not mistakes. I don't want to call it that, but so that you can just optimize how the decisions you make, the things you implement, and the things you do, and grow your client base as efficiently as you can. So I think you're in an ideal place to join us if you are committed, and if that's what you want and need in your life, in your professional life, then yeah, it's exciting. Well done. All right. So guys, if you do have any more questions, if you're watching the replay, no problem. Just post your questions in the comments and we will answer them. Either myself or Agnes or one of the team, we are here. We will answer your questions in the comments if you need to ask anything. And yes, thank you so much for joining us. Find those links to join the mentorship program in our groups. They are in our professional communities so that only professionals can sign up to the program. So yes, welcome guys, and we look forward to working with you. Okay, thank you, Agnes.
Thank you, Annie. See you later.
Bye, everyone.